Angel. Damn. Jag the game at the free throw line, man. It's a lot of controversy going on in Chicago. The Sky fans are blaming Tyler Marsh for Angel Reese losing the game at the free throw line and giving ruining.
Angel Reese just hit a breaking point, and this time, it wasn't a missed shot, a bad game, or even a tough loss that pushed her over the edge. It was something far more brutal, far more personal. Because just moments ago, a ranking dropped that nobody saw coming, and it didn't just question her performance, it humiliated her. Voted the worst player on her own team. Let that sink in. Not by rivals, not by haters across the league, but
the team is running. Pick and rolls for Angel is not happening. So there is a list. My guy Trendy put it out. I know a lot of people, Trendy is controversial, but Trendy does, you look at his stats, when he posts stats, they'd be right. And so he put out a list of the top pick and roll shot attempts for front court.
A discussion that dragged her name through the mud, right in the middle of Chicago Sky conversations. And the reaction? Immediate chaos. Fans froze. Teammates went silent. Social media exploded like a bomb went off in the middle of the WNBA. Because this wasn't just criticism, this felt like betrayal. A player who built her entire identity on dominance, energy, and presence, suddenly being labeled the weakest link. And here's where it gets even worse. This didn't come out of nowhere. The missed free throws, the late game collapse, the growing whispers about empty stats. It all came crashing together in one brutal moment that forced one question into the spotlight. Is Angel Reese really who everyone thought she was? Or has the pressure, the spotlight, and the comparisons to Caitlin Clark started to crack something deeper? And now, with emotions boiling, fans divided, and the locker room on edge, Angel Reese didn't stay quiet. She erupted, and what she did next might change everything. Before the explosion, before the ranking, before the moment that sent everything into chaos, there was a story that fans thought they already understood. Angel Reese wasn't supposed to be here. Not like this. She wasn't built to be questioned, she was built to dominate. From LSU glory to WNBA spotlight, she carried an identity that felt unshakable. Confidence, energy, swagger. The kind of presence that doesn't just play the game, it demands attention from it. She wasn't just another rookie trying to find her place. She came in with expectations already attached, star power already assigned, a brand already forming before her first full season even settled. And for a while it worked. The double-doubles stacked up. The rebounds piled high. The cameras stayed locked in. Every game felt like another reminder that Angel Reese was becoming one of the faces of the league. But underneath all of that, something wasn't adding up. Because while the stats looked strong, the results didn't. Losses kept coming. Close games kept slipping away. And slowly, quietly, a different conversation started building. Not loud at first. Not obvious, but dangerous. People began asking questions no one wanted to say out loud. Do the numbers actually impact winning? Is she dominating or just accumulating? And the more the Chicago Sky struggled, the louder those whispers became. Inside the locker room, the tension was subtle but real. Players competing for roles. Coaches trying to balance development with survival. A system that didn't fully revolve around her, despite the spotlight saying it should. And then there was the pressure. Not just any pressure, Caitlin Clark pressure. Because on the other side of the league, everything felt different. Clark wasn't just putting up numbers, she was changing outcomes. Winning games, breaking records, filling arenas, turning every performance into a statement. And whether people wanted to admit it or not, that comparison followed Angel Reese everywhere. Every missed shot, every turnover, every late game moment, it all felt heavier. Because it wasn't just about her performance anymore. It was about proving she belonged in the same conversation. And that's where things started to crack. The confidence was still there, but now it had weight behind it. Expectations turned into pressure. Pressure turned into frustration. Frustration started showing up in moments that mattered most. And then came the games that changed everything. The missed opportunities, the late game mistakes, the free throws that should have sealed wins, but didn't. Moments where the spotlight didn't elevate her. It exposed her. And suddenly, the narrative shifted. From rising star to questioned impact, from dominant presence to controversial performance. Fans who once celebrated every stat line started dissecting every flaw. Support turned into debate. Debate turned into division. And Angel Reese, she was right in the middle of it, trying to hold onto the identity she built, while the reality around her started telling a different story. So when that ranking dropped, when her name got labeled in a way nobody expected, it didn't just hit her career, it hit everything she believed about herself. And that's why what happened next was never going to be quiet. The moment the ranking dropped, everything stopped. No warning, no build-up, just one list, one label, and one name sitting at the bottom. Angel Reese, worst player on the roster. And just like that, the entire league felt it. Because this wasn't normal criticism. This wasn't a bad game getting called out. This was identity-shattering. The kind of headline that doesn't just question performance. It questions everything. And within minutes, social media exploded. Fans refreshing timelines like something had to be wrong. This can't be real. No way she's the worst. Y'all lost your minds. But the more people looked into it, the worse it got. Because the argument wasn't built on hate. It was built on numbers. Efficiency. Late game impact. Win-loss correlation. That 15-31 record when she posts double-doubles? Suddenly, it wasn't just a stat. It became evidence. And that's when the first shocking twist hit. Because for the first time, people weren't debating if Angel Reese was great. They were debating if she was actually helping her team win. That question spread like wildfire. Debate shows picked it up. Analysts started breaking it down. Clips of missed free throws, bad possessions, awkward offensive sets started circulating all over again. And now, those moments weren't just mistakes. They were proof. Proof that something wasn't working. Proof that the hype didn't fully match the results. And the most brutal part? It wasn't coming from rivals. It wasn't even coming from outside fan bases. It was coming from within the Chicago Sky conversation. People who watched every game. People who supported her. People who wanted her to succeed. Now questioning her impact. And that kind of criticism, it cuts deeper. Because it feels like betrayal. Inside the organization, things got tense. Fast. Because when a player with that much attention gets publicly dragged like this, it doesn't stay online. It walks into the locker room. Teammates see it. Coaches hear about it. Front office starts thinking about it. And suddenly, every interaction feels different. Every practice has a different energy. Because now there's a question hanging in the air that nobody wants to say out loud. What if it's true? What if the numbers look good, but the impact isn't? And that's where things started spiraling. Because instead of shutting the conversation down, it kept growing. Fans split into two sides. One defending her like their reputation depended on it. She's carrying the team. She's the only one showing up. Blame the system, not the player. The other side? They went even harder. She's inefficient. She disappears when it matters. Those stats are empty. And just like that, Angel Reese wasn't just a player anymore. She became a debate, a daily argument, a headline waiting to happen. And then came the moment that pushed everything over the edge. Because while the internet was still fighting, a clip surfaced. That free throw moment. Late game. Chance to cut the lead. Chance to shift momentum. And she missed. Not once, but in a way that made the entire sequence feel like it slipped out of her hands. And that clip, it went everywhere. Replayed. Slowed down. Analyzed frame by frame. And now, the ranking didn't feel random anymore. It felt connected, like the entire narrative had been building toward this exact moment. And that's when the real pressure hit. Because it wasn't just about proving people wrong anymore. It was about survival, reputation, legacy. And Angel Reese, she saw all of it. Every comment, every clip, every accusation. And instead of backing down, instead of staying quiet like most players would, she reacted. Emotionally, publicly, explosively. And what she did next didn't calm the situation. It made it worse. The reaction didn't come slowly. It came all at once. And it wasn't subtle. Because the moment Angel Reese responded, you could feel the shift instantly. This wasn't a calm statement. This wasn't PR-controlled damage control. This was emotion. Raw, unfiltered, and dangerous. Her energy changed. The tone changed. Even the way she moved. The way she carried herself in front of cameras. It felt different. Like someone who wasn't just defending their game, but defending their entire identity. And that's when everything escalated. Because instead of shutting down the worst player narrative, her reaction gave it more fuel. Fans started dissecting her response the same way they dissected her game. Why is she so defensive? If it's not true, why react like that? She's feeling the pressure. And just like that, the conversation went from performance to psychology. Now it wasn't just about what she was doing on the court. It was about what was happening inside her head. And that's where the second major twist hit. Because while everyone was focused on Angel Reese, something else started surfacing. Something bigger. Reports, whispers, inside conversations about the Chicago Sky locker room. Not loud enough to confirm, but not quiet enough to ignore. Tension, frustration, players unsure of roles, coaches struggling to build a system that actually works. And right in the center of all of it, Angel Reese. Because when a player carries that much spotlight, everything around them gets magnified. Every decision, every play call, every missed opportunity. And suddenly, a new narrative started forming. What if this isn't just about Angel? What if this is about a system that doesn't fit her? Or worse, a system that's exposing her? And that question split the conversation again. One side doubled down. She's being misused. They're not running plays for her. She's not getting the right touches. The other side, they didn't hesitate. If you're a star, you don't need perfect plays. Great players figured out. Stop blaming the system. And now, the pressure wasn't just coming from fans. It was coming from within the game itself. Because coaches started getting dragged into it. Tyler Marsh's name kept coming up. Play calling, rotations, offensive structure. Everything was being questioned. But here's the problem. Blaming the coach only works for so long. Eventually, the focus always comes back to the player. And when it did, it hit harder than before. Because now there were numbers backing it. Pick and roll usage near the bottom. Limited offensive versatility. Moments where the game seemed to speed up on her. Especially in clutch situations. And those details, they don't lie. They expose. And the more they got shared, the harder it became to defend. Which is when the most uncomfortable comparison returned. Caitlin Clark. Because while all of this chaos was happening in Chicago, Clark was doing the opposite. Calm, controlled, dominant, winning. And the contrast. It was brutal. On one side, a player fighting narratives, battling criticism, surrounded by chaos. On the other, a player building a legacy in real time. And fans noticed. Of course they did. They started putting them side by side again. Stat lines, highlights, impact, and the gap. It didn't look close anymore, which made everything worse for Angel Reese. Because now, she wasn't just dealing with being called the worst on her team. She was being compared to the best in the league at the same time. And that combination, that's where careers either break or transform. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The more people tried to defend Angel Reese, the more they exposed the problem. Excuses started stacking up. Blame shifted everywhere. Coach, teammates, system, even the media. And when excuses get louder than performance, people start noticing. Because deep down, everyone knows the difference between support and denial. And now the entire situation was reaching a boiling point. Because one thing was clear. This wasn't just a slump. This wasn't just a bad game. This was something bigger, something deeper, something that couldn't be fixed with one good performance. And as the noise kept growing, as the pressure kept building, as the spotlight got even brighter, one question started taking over everything. Is Angel Reese about to prove everyone wrong? Or is this the moment where everything starts falling apart? And then the fallout hit. Not quietly, not gradually, but all at once. Because the moment this situation reached its peak, the entire WNBA world felt it. Fans weren't just reacting anymore. They were choosing sides. Aggressively, emotionally, relentlessly. Chicago Sky fans turned on each other. One side defending Angel Reese like she was under attack. She's the only one fighting. She had 15 and 20. What more do you want? This team is failing her. But the other side? They snapped. We're tired of excuses. Stats don't win games. She cost us that moment. And just like that, support turned into division. Division turned into chaos. And social media? It became a battlefield. Clips of that free throw moment flooded timelines. Over and over and over again. Every miss replayed like evidence in a trial. Every mistake slowed down, analyzed, judged. It wasn't just basketball anymore. It felt personal. Because now, people weren't just criticizing her game. They were questioning her value, her role, her future. And that kind of pressure, it doesn't stay online. It follows you into the locker room, into practice, into every possession on the court. Inside the Chicago Sky organization, the tension became impossible to ignore. Players quieter than usual, energy different, body language telling stories no one wanted to say out loud. Because when one player becomes the center of controversy, the entire team feels it. And then came the media storm. Headlines everywhere. Angel Reese under fire. Worst player debate explodes. Sky in crisis mode. Every network, every platform, talking about the same thing. Over and over again. And Angel, she couldn't escape it. Because even when she wasn't playing, she was trending. Even when she wasn't speaking, people were speaking for her. Creating narratives, building stories, deciding what she represents. And then, the emotional weight hit. Because behind all the noise, behind the stats, behind the debates, there's a human being. A player who built her identity on confidence, now being publicly torn down. A competitor who thrives on energy, now surrounded by doubt. And that kind of shift, it messes with everything. Confidence becomes pressure. Aggression becomes hesitation. Instinct becomes overthinking. And for the first time, it looked like Angel Reese felt it. Not just physically, but mentally. Because every move now carried meaning. Every mistake felt louder. Every success felt questioned. And the worst part? There was no escape. Because even when fans tried to defend her, they made it worse. By over-explaining, over-justifying, over-protecting, turning her into a victim instead of a star. And that narrative, it's dangerous. Because stars don't survive as victims. They survive by proving people wrong. And right now, that opportunity was slipping. Because while all this chaos surrounded Angel Reese, the rest of the league kept moving, winning, improving, evolving. And the gap, it was becoming impossible to ignore. Especially when one name kept showing up in every comparison. Caitlin Clark. And that contrast, it didn't just highlight Angel's struggles, it amplified them, making every mistake look bigger, every flaw look deeper, every doubt feel real. And now, with the pressure at its highest point, with fans divided, with the media locked in, with the locker room on edge, everything came down to one final question. What happens next? Because moments like this, they don't just define a season, they define careers. And Angel Reese was standing right in the middle of hers. And just when it felt like things couldn't get any worse, something happened behind the scenes that flipped everything. Because while fans were arguing, while analysts were breaking down clips, while the media kept pushing the worst player narrative, inside Chicago, a completely different conversation was starting. Quiet, controlled, but dangerous. Because according to insiders, this wasn't just about performance anymore. It was about direction, the future of the franchise, and where Angel Reese fits in it. And that's where the final twist hits. Because for the first time, there were real questions about whether the Chicago Sky were building around her or moving away from her. Think about that. The same player who came in as the face of the rebuild, now being quietly evaluated like a piece that might not fit. And once that idea got out, everything changed. Because now fans weren't just debating her performance. They were debating her future. Should they build around her? Is she the right centerpiece? Do they need to reset again? And those questions, they don't go away. They grow. Inside the locker room, that energy becomes real. Teammates feel it. Coaches adjust because of it. Front office starts making decisions around it. And for Angel Reese, That's the moment where pressure becomes something else. Fear, because criticism is one thing, but uncertainty, that hits different, because now it's not just about proving people wrong. It's about proving you belong. And here's where it gets even more intense, because while all of this is happening, there's another reality forming across the league. Caitlin Clark isn't slowing down. She's accelerating, breaking records, winning games, becoming the face of everything the league is trying to build. And that creates a gap, not just in performance, but in perception, because leagues don't just follow talent. They follow impact. They follow attention. They follow who moves the needle. And right now, that spotlight is shifting, and Angel Reese can feel it, because the same spotlight that once elevated her is now exposing her. Every flaw, every weakness, every moment she doesn't deliver. And the hardest part? It's happening in real time. No time to reset. No time to step away. Just constant pressure, constant comparison, constant noise. And that's where the real cliffhanger begins. Because moments like this create two paths. One, you break. The pressure wins. The narrative sticks. And everything people are saying right now becomes your identity. Or two, you respond. You adjust. You evolve. You come back stronger and flip the entire story on its head. But here's the problem. That second path, it's the hardest one. It requires silence when everyone is screaming, focus when everything feels chaotic, execution when every mistake gets magnified. And right now, nobody knows which direction Angel Reese is about to take. Because the next game, it's not just another game. It's a statement. It's a response. It's a moment that will either silence everything or confirm everything. And the entire league is watching, waiting, because what happens next doesn't just decide this narrative. It decides her future. Now it's your turn, because this isn't just a story anymore. This is a moment, a turning point, and how you see it says everything. Was Angel Reese unfairly targeted? A victim of pressure, bad coaching, and impossible expectations? Or is this the truth, finally catching up? A reality that fans didn't want to accept until now. Be honest. No safe answers. Do you think she bounces back and proves everyone wrong? Or is this the beginning of something much bigger? Something that could change her entire career? And don't ignore this part. If she fails in the next game, if the same mistakes show up again, does that confirm everything people are saying right now? Or is there still another level she hasn't reached yet? Drop your opinion in the comments. I'm reading everything. And trust me, this debate is only getting louder, because the next time Angel Reese steps on that court, it won't just be basketball. It'll be pressure. It'll be judgment. It'll be a test. So if you want more real, unfiltered breakdowns like this, hit subscribe right now. Because this story, it's far from over.